my name's Tracy Butler and I'm the Director of Links to Learning. Today I want to introduce you to a fabulous occupational therapist in South Australia who's Kelly Kroeger. Kelly trained with me a number of years ago and today she's going to share with you her expertise and where her areas of passion lie. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us today. Really appreciate you giving up your time to help other families gain an understanding of what therapy would look like should they choose to go down that path with you. So can you just give us a bit of a background on how long you've been an occupational therapist and what your practice looks like?
Sure. I graduated in 2000 and I actually went into hand therapy for 7 years. And I always had a passion to be wanting to do pediatrics and work with children. And I think it was from the birth of my first child that really reignited my passion to want to learn more about development and in helping younger friends. So I have been in pediatrics now for the past 12 years. And I have been in private practice now for the past 5 years. I work as partially a mobile therapist as well as a new play space that I've opened this year. And so being able to offer families a variety of different settings because I believe that it's really important for children to be able to learn to work in their common environments. And I guess my play space is a very homely practice. It's not clinical. It looks like an old home and we work in small spaces and outdoor spaces, and also with the mobile therapy, it gives me a chance to be able to work with those teachers in the school setting and really try and emphasise the importance of sensory input throughout the classroom time and throughout the school day.
That's great, and I think, myself having been a parent and been in that seat of having a child that needed therapy, one of the additional challenges that I was faced with was managing the other children and getting the child that needed the therapy to the therapy. So with you giving families that option of mobile services, I think that's extremely valuable. Can you tell me about when your families are using their listening program, what sort of activities, like how do they do their listening each day? What does that look like?
Yeah, so for a lot of our families, I encourage a variety of different ways to be able to complete their therapy. They can do it as an option as 2 sessions a day for 15 minutes. But I find that my families are quite busy people and they find that it is easier to do it in a more condensed session. So they do their 30-minute condensed session every day, and a lot of the families will choose to do it at night time because they are able to coincide that with the bedtime routine. Some children will sit quietly before going to bed and put their listening on and complete a lot of fine motor skills. So sometimes I've set them up specific programs to be able to sit and do, to be able to work on those specific skills that we've been working on through the clinic setting. As well as funner things like Lego, puzzles, sticker books, colouring, art and craft. Some families find that their child enjoys just going to bed and just quietly listening and being more attentive to the sounds, the bird sounds, the water trickling, and really focusing on some of those deep breathing activities as well. So I have probably a mixture of abilities and ways that we provide those activities during the listening program.
And what sort of compliance do you think you have, Kelly, with your listening?
So I believe that I have 100% compliance from parents. Some parents will obviously have some difficulties in busy schedules throughout the week where they just have struggled to be able to do it on a particular night, and so as a result we've kind of looked through their programming and kind of worked out those nights and tried to kind of do the listening program on either side of those tricky days. So the majority of my parents, I believe, are doing it 5 days a week, and I think that having that routine base, particularly more towards the end of the day, really helps them to remember to be able to do it, and they use it as a time for relaxation and to just quieten down, ready for bedtime.
And can you tell me what are some typical outcomes that you've seen from the families that are using the listening program recently?
So I believe this is a magical music program. I often say to my little friends that you're listening to our magical music. The outcomes that you see are really outstanding, and you can really see that it's an opportunity for a child to be able to make those changes and to be able to help them to be able to reach their full potential. A lot of the families, the most common things that they will report are things like less meltdowns, their child is feeling less anxious and less stressful, they're sleeping better, they are a lot more compliant with routine or things when things are different and changing in different environments, they're able to be able to cope better with those types of areas. Also, a lot of parents and families will talk about the child's ability to feel calmer, to be able to concentrate better, to focus and to attend better. Some families won't necessarily tell their teachers that they're doing the listening program, and they like to then hear the changes that they've seen within that child, and then are quite amazed with what they're doing. A lot of families will talk about things in and around the expressive language that's used in their communication skills, the expression on their facial skills, so that change in effect. You know, other families will talk about the changes in academic performance from, you know, their ability to be able to read more fluently and have that comprehension of what they're reading, the ability to be able to write what they want down on paper, because sometimes that's a real struggle for kids. Motor skill challenges and coordination is another thing that is often seen, which families really find quite amazing, because they don't always reflect on the overall body and the body awareness of a child, and how those changes in those neuronal pathways can be effective in looking at the whole picture. Some other families will talk about, you know, kids that have some challenges with toileting and things like that. So we see such a variety of different changes. And probably one of my more recent ones, on a friend that I've been working with for a while now, her level of tactile defensiveness. So some kids that have those real extremes of sensitivities to whether it be clothing or tags, auditory sensitivities, lots of those real challenges. The listening program has really made a huge difference to them. It's life-changing for some of our families.
Yeah, I love when you mentioned that some families don't share with their teacher that their child's doing the listening program, because often when they see those changes, it is hard to believe, and they kind of are afraid to get excited that, you know, am I really seeing those changes, or just, you know, imagining it because I'm wanting it so badly. And it's lovely for them to get that feedback from somebody else that notices those changes. So yeah, thank you, Kelly. I would like to share your website with our viewers. So here is Kelly Kroeger's website, learnsensegrow.com.au. And if you come to this homepage, you can see here how to get started. There's help available for you as parents. You can click here and gain some more information. There's information about health rebate options, and if you want to get in contact with Kelly, you can click here and email her directly, or as you can see, her mobile number here is as well, 0413 318 574. So thank you, Kelly, again for your valuable time and sharing it with our viewers. I'm sure that people have learned a great deal from listening with you today. So thank you.
Thank you.